This is insane. This snowstorm started literally while I was editing the winter storm video, and I'm still editing it. As you can see, in the space of an hour, we're already up to our ankles in snow, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. Worried about a winter storm hitting and you want to know how to prepare? Well, keep watching. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I'll be showing you how you and your family can prepare for the harshest of winter storms. Last year, Texas suffered the deep freeze, which it was woefully unprepared for. Don't let yourself suffer the same situation. It's currently -9 here, and unlike many of you, we've had months to prepare for this winter. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips on what you should be doing to prepare for an incoming storm, both for your home, for your family and for yourself. Number 1, prepare a plan and make sure everyone in your family and circle of friends knows what it is. Set a meeting spot so should things go drastically wrong, you have somewhere to head to. Make sure everybody has their mobile phones charged. There's no guarantee that your cell phone or mobile phone network will work if a really bad storm hits. But to be on the safe side, make sure all your phones are charged. Number 2, secure your house. Now for this, you may need to do a bit of shopping if you don't have the supplies in already. Any external water pipes you need to clad. Basically any pipe outside of your building needs to be wrapped and freeze proof. If a really bad storm is coming, something with hurricane winds, have a look at boarding up your windows. Check hanging tree branches. You may need to cut them down. The last thing you want when you're hunkering down inside your home is for a tree to come crashing through the roof or a window. Prune any overhanging branches. Get yourself a snow shovel and a bag of grit or sand, and leave them where they're easily accessible, maybe even inside your front door, because you will need these to clear a path should you get snowed in. If you look what happened in the Balkans a few years ago, snow reached rooftop level. Internally, cork any drafts coming from windows or doors. Get some draft excluders. Check your insulation in your attic. Remember, don't rely on electrics. It's usually one of the first things to go when a storm hits. For cooking, if you don't have a log burning stove, then get yourself a camping stove, one that runs on butane. These are very simple to use and fairly safe. Keep one of these and some gas cartridges in reserve and plan on using this to cook your meals. You need to stockpile enough food for your family and a few neighbours for 1 week, because you don't know who in your surroundings may not be as prepared as you and be in dire straits, especially if you have elderly people living on their own in your area. What you need to be looking for is easy to prepare, long life storage goods. This is everything from tins of meat and vegetables, for example tuna, peas, baked beans, sweet corn, stews, to easy to prepare big stock food such as rice, pasta and potatoes. Get yourself a few large bags of potatoes. These have been keeping people alive through winter for hundreds of years. Get some munchies. For example, chocolate, crisps or chips, trail mix, nuts and raisins. Things you can eat without having to prepare, and they also give you a morale boost. Water. You need to stockpile enough water to last, again, your friends, your family and yourself for about a week. These things, jerry cans, fill them to about 2/3, 3/4 full. Do not keep them in a cold place. Do not keep them outside. And forget the idea of drinking snow. It doesn't work. The reason you fill these not to the top is because if they do freeze, they will expand and crack the container and you will lose the fluid. For a family of 4, you'll probably need 4 or 5 of these for a week for both drinking, preparing food and for washing. Hygiene is essential, especially if you're spending a long time indoors. Make sure you have some coffee, some tea, some juice, some sugar, some honey, so you could prepare hot drinks, maybe some hot chocolate, canned soups. Keep up your fluid intake. Just make sure you don't drink cold liquids. Sleeping arrangements. If you lose mains electricity and mains gas, it's going to get really cold, especially at night. Make sure every member of your family has a sleeping bag. And at night, get inside it underneath your duvet. The multiple layers will help keep you warm. Blankets. This one's wool. Wool, fleece, keep mylar for emergencies involving hypothermia. Make sure you've got a stockpile of throws and blankets because it's another layer. Clothing. It's all about layering. You need as many layers as possible, preferably starting with a thermal underlayer, both bottoms and tops, like the old school long johns. Remember, cotton kills. If it gets cold and wet, it stays cold and wet. Plan to have several layers. When you're not using them or when you don't need them, take them off. Footwear. Always take off your footwear when you enter the house and quickly replace it with some fleece-lined slippers, something to keep your feet warm. But keep the outdoors and the indoors separate. It may sound simple, but wool hats, scarves, gloves, these all help. You may have to wear them indoors. Gloves especially will stop you from getting frostbite in your fingers. Make sure every member of your family has a set. Don't drive unless it is absolutely necessary. Many people die in winter a few yards from their car. When it starts getting icy, leave the car, cover it with a sheet and stay indoors. Unless you absolutely have to. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. If you really want to know how to prep your car to survive winter, watch this video. Remember, stay warm, stay dry, stay indoors, and most importantly, stay safe. As always, be free. See what I mean?